Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday live stream. And if I didn't see it myself, I wouldn't believe it. It really comes down to this. There was a pretty good post from friend of the show, Nick, over at Coin Bureau. And Nick was talking about how he's like, how can people be bearish? Look at all this great stuff that's happening. SEC dropped the case against OpenSea, Coinbase, Robinhood, Gemini, and Uniswap. Bernstein said Bitcoin will hit 200,000 this year, but don't worry, Bernstein gets it wrong a lot. BlackRock adding Bitcoin to its own model portfolio of $150 billion or so. Bank of America planning to launch stablecoins, and a whole host of things that he was talking about. I mean, it's looking pretty bullish. There's this one. He said, Senator Lummis from the great state of Wyoming hinted that big things are cooking for crypto, and we find out on March 11th. Now, I know what's going to happen on March 11th, but apparently on March 7th, looks like Trump is going to host the first crypto roundtable at the White House next week. This is what's happening. Attendees will include prominent founders, CEOs, and investors from the crypto industry, as well as members of the president's working group on digital assets. I believe David Sachs will be there, the crypto czar, and a whole host of people. Exactly, David Sachs. And he states, we want to keep that innovation onshore in the US, talking about, of course, blockchain technology, Bitcoin, digital assets. Financial assets are destined to become digital, just like every analog industry that has become digital. And we want that value creation to happen in the United States rather than giving it away to other countries like China. So these are the things that are being talked about right now. I know that we've had a turbulent relationship with 47th President of the United States and 45th, Donald Trump, as he launched his essentially pump and dump coin. Come on, that's really what it is. Pump and dump coin, now known as a collectible called Trump. Also, Melania was launched. Don't even get me started about other coins that are potentially out there, as well as Libra, which was, of course, Javier Milei's, Argentina's coin. So all these things that are happening, and this didn't surprise me. And again, truth is stranger than fiction. Trump company files trademarks for a branded metaverse and NFT marketplace. Now, this isn't 2021. I think he missed the boat on this one, but this is happening. And it was actually registered with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, or the USPTO. I linked this in the description so you can check this out. So if you don't think that Trump and his administration wants this to really work, I think you're in for a shock. But the question is, how much of this is going into Trump's pocket as far as the business, which I have to tell you, this is very strange to me, to have the president, the sitting president of the United States, and his companies doing a hellacious amount of digital asset, blockchain technology, and business for their own companies as he's pushing the agenda. Anyhow, you can tell me what you think about it in the comment section, or we'll talk about this in the Q&A, but this is really what's happening. Trump-owned company DTTM Operations filed for trademarks on February 24th for the word Trump in connection with a metaverse and NFT marketplace built around the president's brand. Users will be able to shop for physical and virtual goods, dine at a Trump restaurant, enjoy simulated transport by limo, aircraft, train, and automobile, and watch public service programs about social issues, current events, and fundraising. Man, this sounds dystopian, I got to tell you. And we'll see how it all comes out. According to trademark attorney Josh Gerben, the filing was submitted on an intent-to-use basis, not the intent just to store or just to acquire and lock away, which signals future commercial activity around or under the brand. And you can see here, this is what they want to do. Downloadable computer software for managing crypto transactions using blockchain technology. They want to be a point of sale, a POS. Downloadable computer software for managing smart contracts using block tech. Download software for accessing NFTs on a blockchain, and a whole host of other things. This is pretty standard for USPTO stuff. I mean, I've seen a bunch of these different ones, and yeah. Online retail stores, service rendered in a virtual environment featuring physical goods, namely jewelry, clothes, cosmetics. This is right up Trump's alley. This is real, folks. This is real. So let me know what you think about it in the comments section. I'm just going to parse this out in comments and Q&A, but let's just move on. I just want to bring this to everybody's attention. We'll see where it lands. Also, Solana. There was a big hubbub about the Solana token unlocks, and I got to tell you, even I was nervous because I own Solana, I own Bitcoin, I own Ethereum, I own BNB, I own Cardano, and a whole host of other things. So I own a lot of them, and I want them all to be successful. It's just true. But from Solana news, Solana unlocks are now over. And what they're talking about, that's actually not true because there's more unlocks next month. But as far as like the big unlocks, that just happened today, March 1st. Solana 2025, the expectation is ETFs, DPIN, real world assets, double block space, 80% inflation reduction. That'd be nice. Fire Dancer, million TPS, and more network effects and all chains combined. And look, I'm not here to argue that if it's a VC chain or if it goes down, or how much it goes down, or how much is decentralized, or how fast it is, or how cheap it is. I'm just telling you this is what's going on with Solana right now. And as a reminder, this is from Duo9 and Jeweled. Solana will see a massive unlock and dump in early 2025. VCs are laughing at us. And I'm like, I wonder if that's true. Because in 2025, you had 3,249,614 Solana that were unlocked in February. And then in March 1st, we had almost 10 million. And in April, we get almost 3 million, 2.7 million. So that's sell pressure, folks. And that's just the truth. So how did Solana do? It's still dumped. And people will say, wow, it's not that bad, Rob. It's only went down from, this is yesterday, from 150 bucks. It's something. It's 4 point, well, it says here 4.3%. In the last hour, it's up 0.3. But remember, if we take a look at this over here, I had forgotten about those February unlocks, 3.2 million. And in the last 30 days, Solana's down 42% roughly. 14 days, 28%, and 7 days, 18, almost 20%. And people say, well, I mean, isn't everything down 40%, right? So why are you picking on Solana, Rob? What a jerk. Well, I mean, Bitcoin's only down 19%. Ethereum's only down 32%, and that's vastly underperformed. XRP, 30% down. BNB, only 11% down. In the top 10, Solana's the laggard, almost 42%. Dogecoin, Jesus, sweet Mary and Joseph. Dogecoin beat Solana, only down 39%. This is pretty sad if I'm saying we're only down 39% in 30 days. That's sad, but it is the reality of the situation. Anyhow, that is what's going on in the Solana world, except for there's one more thing that's going on in Solana. I don't know if this is actually needed, but this is what I found out. Apparently there's a layer 2 coming to Solana, and it's being created from Cardano's former chief growth officer. This doesn't make any sense to me, but this is what we have. It's called SuperSol. Apparently it's a layer 2 solution. And they state the reason why they built it was because of network congestion, unpredictable fees. And I got to tell you, Solana is very cheap, but over the last 30 days, it has gone up. I mean, I think everybody can agree there. I mean, not everybody, but that's what I've seen when I've moved Solana around. And scalability bottlenecks have surfaced over time. I don't think it's that big of a bottleneck, but there may be a little slowdown, I suppose, but it's still fast. It's one of the fastest out there. Become particularly apparent during peak activity. The Trump meme coin surge and past network outages exposed structural weaknesses, showing that even Solana isn't immune to performance challenges. You have to ask yourself what's going to happen as time goes on. Maybe the devs can fix it all up, but this is what the layer 2 is saying SuperSol can do. And they question the necessity of every transaction being on chain. The chief growth officer believes scalability isn't just about increasing throughput, but deciding which transaction truly require on-chain recording. And before you get all hyped up about that, truly require on-chain recording, remember, that's Lightning Network as well. I mean, layer 2 solutions, that's all they do. They are above the layer 1 solution. Multiple transactions happen. Once they settle, go right in layer 1 and gets recorded. So, I mean, maybe it's needed, but I just found it odd. I didn't know that. I didn't really think that Solana would need a layer 2, but it's out there. It's a product. Let's see if that product has market fit, and we'll go from there. And lastly, I know we just talked about some quasi-negative stuff, but yesterday's video, I want to remind everybody just how things are kind of pairing up and moving across. We talked about last week and how we saw a pretty big drop-off. I mean, we'll just take Bitcoin, for example, right? So Bitcoin was down in the last 7 days, almost 15%. It was 14.7%. And I said, people have been asking me like, well, is that the end of the bull run? Because 14.7, that's a lot in a bull run. And of course, if that's happening to Bitcoin, how bad is it with the altcoins? And we took a look at it, and I told you, if you're taking a look at between February 21st to February 28th, that's 14.7%. But we do the same thing for just 4 years ago, from February 21st, 2021 to February 28th, it was down 22%. So I know people are kind of scared right now. I don't think any of you are, but you're on my channel. This is the normal thing. But just as a reminder, again, I know we talked about this yesterday, but I just felt like it's a pretty good segue, is that, you have these massive run-ups from February to May, 188% for Ethereum, and then it dumps 57%. And then look at this, Solana doubled that run-up to 334%, but it dumped 57%. That's odd, right? And then, of course, we take a look at Cardano. Didn't hit 57, but it was down 54 and 57. And this is after some two majorly big peaks before we even get there. So I know that I think we've got some pretty room to run. And just for giggles, I just kind of took a look at, well, if that last week, February 21st to February 28th, 2021 was relatively accurate, we're going to take a dive. What does next week look like if we go back 4 years from March 1st to March 8th? And 4 years ago, we had a run up of almost 15%. Wow, rough. No, it's even more than that, I think, 16, 17%. From the bottom of 45,000 to 53,000. Correct me in the comments. 53,595. So that week was a pretty big gain. Maybe this week will be a big gain. As a reminder, traditional markets did pretty good. Just yesterday, 850 billion was added to the U.S. stock market, and S&P 500 was up almost 2 percentage points, 1.59. Now, over a month or so, it's down, but I will tell you, look at that bounce. Traditional markets looking pretty good. We'll see how it all works out in our markets starting on Monday. And that's it for today. So look, if you like today's video, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Everything we talk about is time sensitive. Now let's go over a little Q&A, and we'll go over that Trump first thing and see what everybody has to say about that. All right. Matt says, did Rob cover Richard Hart case being dismissed? Please hex to the moon. No, but apparently he's got scot-free. Man, that guy got lucky. So good for him. And hopefully everybody who owns Hex does great. I don't know it personally, but some people say it's going to be awesome. I sure hope so. Let's see. And I just need one more thing. But there we go. Esquire, Peas is here. Peas on blue today. Blockchain Backer has a great video showing we are in Wyckoff accumulation, just hit the bottom of spring phase and could start moving up the next few days. There's that. And I've also seen a couple of videos about the M2 global money supply, which we talked about yesterday. And of course, videos we take a look at the 4-year cycles. And also Ben from Into the Cryptoverse had a pretty good video about Ethereum finally going home and reaching its valuations. So we'll see if everything bounces from here. I have no idea. I just dollar cost average. And I was trying to wait to the 0.475 level as far as the risk levels, but I bought a little Bitcoin today. Now people would say, Rob, the best time you should have bought was when it hit 78,000 at that point. Didn't hit it. And I was waiting for some more downside. Didn't happen, but I still think that grabbing it at 82,000 or whatever it was wasn't bad. We'll see. Let's see. Monthly bearish divergence, momentum turned down in 2 months. Yep. Darren Wilkes is here. Play was here. 58K, the new 58K gang. Could be. Texas Joe. Rob, what's your next Bitcoin price target? I don't have a price target. It's all by indicators. And there's a link in the description, which looks like this. See this one where it says why and when I'm selling 8%? I just go by those indicators and I start selling off. I don't have a price point. I made that mistake last cycle, except for Cardano. I actually guessed right, but I'm looking more for indicators this time. And none of those indicators have fired yet. None. But maybe it is over, who knows? Let's see, Rob, how come you're not on the DCA channel with Ben this week? Because I told Ben, I said, look, this Bitcoin dominance is out of control. You got to stop talking about it and move on. And we got a big fight. No, I'm just kidding. So what happened was there was a medical issue within the family that I had to take care of. So I was not able to go on the show. But it was a great show with Nick and Guy and Ben. And I think I retweeted it out. So we'll be back next week on my channel, and we'll talk about whatever the heck is going on. Yeah. But yeah, I liked Nick in that spot. He had a really good couple of points. I was listening as I was in the waiting room with the doctor, and it was good. MD says, Rob, I won a crypto almanac, but now nothing happened. Can you please let me know what happened? Did we do this with the Sin City crypto guys? Tell me in the comments. Or the best way to do it is there's a link in the description, like everything, and it has my my email, and you can reach out to me there. Danny, what happened to usual from 5 to $10 billion or 10 million? That's still in there. I still think it could happen. Yeah, Bitcoin target range somewhere between 5 and 500,000. That's pretty tight. I would go for 5 to like $1 million if I'm really going to be safe. Okay, I'm at 110. Let's hope so. Hey, Matt. Rob says, Rob, can you pull up the year-to-date ROI for Bitcoin compared to other years? This would be something in Ben's part. Are you talking about? This would be at the beginning of the year. We usually take a look at for the bottom or for the halving. And right now we're still in line with not so much the last cycle, but the cycle in 2016-17. So it's roughly the same. Yeah, everything's good. Right. Our guy is kind of that guy. Another grift for the ultimate grifter. It will dump in due time. Yeah, maybe. I mean, NFTs are NFTs. I never really put much stock into those anyhow. Where dogs thrive, you're late. You're right on time. You're right on time. Everything's having an excellent weekend. I'm having a great weekend. After this, I'm going to go hit the beach, go relax, listen to the waves, las olas, and just do nothing. Yeah, medical issue. It was just a little minor surgery. No big deal. Let's see. Jet 60,000. I don't know what that is. It's good that everybody's here and they get to talk like the family that they are. It's good. That's nice. Savior says, isn't the president of the United States supposed to be working for all the people of the U.S. and not be openly enriching himself while in office? Oh, hum. This is how the patent office works. What about the elephant? I'm right there with you. I don't think that's quite fair. You're really tipping yourself into your positivity, into your business. However, we have two options here, right? We can, you can vote. Actually, the next presidential election, he can't run. So it'll be either be J.D. Vance or somebody else. And then it'll be a Democratic contender. So the options are we can complain and we can talk to our senators and congressmen and everything else and say, this is not right. You should not do this. Yes, that could be definitely true. I think it's true. Or we can look at this and go, okay, this guy's doing this thing. I'm going to do that thing too. Because it looks like he's going to pretty much pump my bags. I got to be honest. That's just how it is. I'm going to be, I could lie to you and say I'm outraged, say this is awful. I could say, well, that's an opportunity. and go down that route. Yeah, probably get hate for that one. It is what it is. Anyhow, golfer. Is gold worth the godel? If you're Peter Schiff, it is. Where do you live, Rob? I live in Puerto Rico. The best place on earth for me. I feel like we're already living in Trumpverse, and the graphics here are going to be hard to beat. I don't know if you guys like that thumbnail, generated by Grok, because I couldn't have ChatGPT refused to generate that image. It says, oh no, it's against our terms of service. If it's the President of the United States, just do what I said. Wouldn't do it. Had to go to Grok. Miller Times says, correct me if I'm wrong, Trump could run as vice president. I don't know if his ego would allow him to run his second fiddle. Yeah. Scammer in chief, well, made a lot of money. Actually, the people in his, it's not just that, it's the people that were given inside information. Because at that party, and it was CoffeeZilla did a great video on, if you knew about Trump token being dropped, because you were at that specific gala, you had 2 hours to pretty much snipe it to get it at a very low cost, and you would have been in massive, massive gain. After 2 hours, you would have all lost money. And that is the definition of insider trading. Just saying. But who's going to stop you? What's the probability that we go now in a bear market? Oh, there's bearish tones. And remember, in 2021, we dropped over 58% from 64,000 to around 30-something thousand. And then, of course, we rallied right back up from July, August, all the way back up in November. So that was a bearish moment, I would say. Roth says, I saw it open, talking about Trump coin on Dexter, and I thought it was a scam because it was going up so fast. And it kind of was. Now, to be fair, my friend Bobby got into that. And thankfully, Bobby, who's a degenerate gambler, he did what I tell people to do, or I recommend. They don't have to listen, which is the half and half method. If you don't know what that is, there's a link in the description called the half and half method. It's actually right here. Oh, crud. Oh, this is it. Sorry. Stress-free profit taking, half and half method. And essentially is when you have tokens that are untested and unproven, you sell them when they double. And then you are just playing with house money. And then if it doubles again, you sell that. Now you're in profit. And if then it goes 2, 3, 4, or whatever X you want it to go to, then you sell again and take even more profit. See, the problem with Bobby is that he's a gambler. The other problem with Bobby is that he knows how to get out of those gambling situations. And he just does the half and half method because he knows they're all trash. And it's just straight up casino gambling. Half and half method some of the streets. Hey, green team's looking good. It is. It's looking pretty great. The guys at Fiverr are doing a fantastic job. I see a brown ghost in your window. Anyone else see it? That's just, I need to go to Tenor instead of Fiverr. Maybe they can fix that. Let's see. I'm going to leave it right here. That's pretty good. Let's get out of here. What is profit? It's true. Look, if you missed the profits, because we're talking about these things constantly, right? This right here, this, all this right here. The last one, take profits. If you didn't do it, it's okay. You're going to have much more opportunities to do it as time moves forward. So try to do that next time if you haven't done profits. But for those of you who did, I know who you are because in the comment section, you seem very cool and relaxed. And there's a reason for that because you're not stressed out. So great job. If you didn't make it this time, you'll make it this upcoming time. And that's it for today. So look, like today's video, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. I'm going to hit the beach. Enjoy the weekend, everybody. Thanks so much for stopping by. Adios.